It is Friday, June 7th, 2024, and from the home studio in Middletown, Delaware, I'm Marshal Manlove from Delaware Sports and My Sports Reports. And this is a special edition of our show. We are going to announce the 2024 All Delaware Sports Spring Team. 25 athletes mixed from all of the sports, male and female. And it is brought to you by me, Marshal Manlove, stage hypnotist. If you would like a funny, fascinating, and memorable experience for a party or an event that you are having, please consider my stage hypnosis show, details about which you can find at marshalmanlove.com, and also thanks to Aspire Wellness in Newark. Find out what they have to offer you to help you get healthy at aspirewellnessnow.com. Now, we are going to introduce our athletes in alphabetical order by first name. This was a little harder this particular season because they were selected from nominations submitted by viewers and followers of the shows and the websites and whatnot. Instead of having to pretend that there's all sorts of viewers and I just made the selections, they actually come from viewers and followers. And that will be the case for the top 50 boys and girls athletes of the year, which we will announce next year, having a little difficulty toward the bottom part of those lists. So it is possible that you made a nomination and your athlete didn't make it. It's not that they weren't given consideration. It's just we had to make some tough choices along the way. Now, at the end of this list, you're going to see an honorable mention list. Some athletes earned honors in either the fall or spring season, and we want to give some other people a chance to get in here. We know who some of those athletes are. The track and field athletes have the opportunity to run cross country, indoor track, and outdoor track because of their successes. And some of them are very, very, very super athletes. They could definitely make the spring team as well. And most likely you're going to see them, some of those names in the top athletes of the year. So let's begin. While I like to play the trumpets, we're only going to do this one time here because I know it can get annoying. Not to me, but perhaps to some who are watching. Our first is Andy Zhu from Archmere. He is the state singles tennis champion, undefeated in his varsity career, and he was first singles all 4 years at Archmere. We had an interview with him and his coach. You can find that on all the video platforms where you find these shows. Up next, Ava Emmerich, a junior from Tower Hill. She was the #1 singles champion in tennis this year. Up next, Ariana Montgomery, a sophomore from Tatnall. She was the #1 points earner in Division II for the state track and field championships this year. Actually, her third year competing at the varsity level. Ben Pizarro, junior from Tatnall, dual state champions in the two toughest long distance races, the 1600 and 3200 this year also, as you can see, with the baton in his hands. Remember the relay teams. Brady Fox, a senior from Sanford, co-baseball player of the year for the Warriors baseball team. Brody Haas, a junior from Brandywine's volleyball team. He had a monstrous statistical season here to help the Bulldogs enter the playoffs in just the second year of DIAA sanctioning for boys volleyball. Just look at this one particular week where he was named Athlete of the Week, where he had 107 kills, 30 aces, and 72 digs. It was just monstrous as far as statistics are concerned. Chase Salucci, a senior from Salesianum's lacrosse team, could have named a bunch of these players from this team. Their fourth state championship in a row, 8 out of 9 years. Chase is a defender. We wanted to give him an opportunity to shine above all those people who score all the goals for the Sows. He is a National Senior All-Star Game selection and an All-American. Claire Fowler, a senior from Ursuline's lacrosse team, the all-conference, non-conference player of the year. Desiree Zapata, senior from Smyrna's soccer team. The Eagles had an off year as far as their record is concerned, but not Desiree Zapata. She ended up her career scoring over 100 goals for the Eagles. Elijah Williams from Sanford. He's a senior from the track and field team. Not only was he state champion in the indoor high jump, as this graphic shows, but he won a couple state championships in the spring season as well, including a high jump championship mark of 6 feet 8 inches. Gabby Riley, a senior from Middletown soccer team, the soccer player of the year, an All-American, and also a top scholar. I happen to know, because I happened to be at their presentation when they named the top 25 scholars at Middletown High, and she is one of them. Grace Moore, a senior from St. Mark's. Now, the Spartans don't have a rowing team, but Grace is a rower, and she captured one of the most prestigious and largest regattas in the nation. That's the trophy she is holding, and she is one of our top 25 athletes of the spring. Jeremy Vest, a senior from Sussex Tech, co-baseball player of the year for the Ravens. Casey Zanitis, a senior from Caravel's softball team. In the state championship game, she pitched a shutout and drove in the only 2 runs in the game against Sussex Central, and she is actually going to be a member of the Greek Olympic team. I don't know if the Greece has to qualify for it. That's already set in stone, but she has dual citizenship, and she's going to pitch on that team. That's pretty cool. Lindsay D'Ambrosi, a senior from Cape Henlopen's lacrosse team, one of the top scorers on the team, one of the captains, and we met her and her coach, Lindsay Underwood, in an interview recently, and you can find that interview on all the platforms where you find these videos. Louise Lulu Rishko from Cape Henlopen's lacrosse team. Not only was she first team Henlopen Conference, as this graphic suggests, but she was first team All-State and named Player of the Year. Madge Layfield, a senior from Sussex Central, the Golden Knights pitcher, took them to the championship game. She is the Player of the Year, first team All-State player, obviously, who reached the 1,000 strikeout mark for her career this year. Mara Everton, a senior from Polytech, the Panthers pitcher who whiffed over 200 batters this year, helped the Panthers to their success on the mound this year. Did an interview with her last year, and of course you can find that interview on all of the platforms where you find these videos. Molly Flanagan from Padua. Again, a lot of Pandas could make this particular team. Molly's an all-state member of the 4x800 meter relay team and 4x400 meter relay team, all county in the 400 meter, those same 2 relays, and all Catholic first team in the 400 as well. Molly Miller, a junior from Brandywine's lacrosse team, helped the Bulldogs to their success this year, breaking a whole bunch of records along the way. Nathan Arterbridge, a senior from St. George's baseball team, first team All-State player, and was named the Gatorade Player of the Year. And he is a catcher for the Hawks. Reese Dodd, a senior from Delaware Military Academy's volleyball team. He was the boys volleyball Player of the Year this year. Sarah Leidick, a senior from Indian River's golf team. She won the state championship this year, her second out of 4. That's a tough one to do. Golf is one of those sports where it is hard to dominate in a short period of time like that, so congratulations to her. Shelby Manlove, a junior from Sussex Academy's lacrosse team, helped the Seahawks to the semifinals of the state championship, reached the 200 goal milestone for her career this year. And to Kyla Davis, a senior from Sussex Central, helped the Golden Knights to the championship final this year. First team All-State member. And those honorable mentions that we talked about, Juliana Ballin, a senior from Padua's track and field team, Bella Walsh, a senior from Middletown's track and field team, Ethan Walther from Sally's track team, Simone Cooper, the discus and shot put champion from Middletown's track and field team, Bandrick Trey Hamlin from Caravel's track and field team. You recognize him from his football career this past year. Sophia Holgado from Padua, and Grace Wiggins, senior from Cape Henlopen's lacrosse team. All have earned previous honors here in either the fall or winter season. They had great years during the spring. Just want to mention them, but make sure that we mention some of these other athletes who we hadn't mentioned during the course of the year already. Now, our Delaware Sports top 50 high school boys and girls athlete teams will be named next week. If you happen to be watching this before Sunday the 9th, you can still get a nomination in. We're kind of struggling toward the end of the list with some choices that we need to make. So if you made a nomination, you want to make a stronger pitch, go ahead and do so. Extra weight is given to somebody who you nominate as not your own child, though. We know that your child is very, very special and probably worthy as well, but we just give a little extra credit to somebody who you are not related to. So I believe that will do it for this episode of Delaware Sports. Special thanks go out to my wonderful, beautiful wife, Dawnie M. And thank you to those who actually have taken time out of your day to submit nominations for these special athletes. And if you've never watched this before, just know that all we do is talk about the positive achievements of amateur athletes in our community. And while this might cause some debate, we're only talking about the positive things that we do, and we are not neglecting anybody at all. Trust me, we got all your emails. So thank you very much. And now, with the trombones, take us away. Calgon doesn't take us away here. It's the trombones. Calgon. Do they still make Calgon?